Hey guys, what's up? It's Dean with Manful Yoga, and I'm using this wireless lav thing today. So we're going to test out how this audio is. Hopefully it's a lot better than what you're used to. Standing outside my apartment, so if I'm looking around like I'm feeling weird, it's because I'm probably feeling weird because I'm talking to myself and other people can hear me. So that's why. Before I get going, my shirt. I used to work at the American Embassy in Turkey. I used to work State Department before I became a yoga instructor. Fun fact. So let's get to it. The asking questions for today. So we're going to talk about stiff lower back and stiff hamstrings and some ways that you can fix that. We're also going to talk about how you can integrate Bikram with distance training, and then we're going to go to suggestions on videos to strengthen my leg muscles. All right, so here we go. So the first question is from I don't know if I can use his name or not, so I'm not going to, but it's from a former Marine who was discharged from the Marines because of it's called flat back, or his back is flattening, which means he's getting tight in his low back, basically, is one thing. And he says, let's see here. Oh God, where's the question? So basically, his flexibility. He does the yoga sessions, but then he wakes up and it goes back to almost zero flexibility. So feeling super stiff in the lower back and hamstrings again. So I asked him, well, how long are you doing your workouts? When are you doing yoga? And he says he's been doing the challenge all month. So anyway, so my suggestion is that you add in a few more restorative work. If your lower back and your hamstrings are really tight, it could be that you're not relaxing enough when you're doing the poses. So adding things like legs up the wall, just sitting against the wall with your legs straight up in an L sit, and also doing more poses like pigeon, where the goal is to relax instead of active muscle strengthening, but passive stretching. That's going to help with reducing stiffness if you're feeling super stiff. So yoga is great because it's an isometric exercise that can build strength with just your body weight, but it's also great because it can help take care of your muscles and help relieve stiffness. But that only happens if you get to the point or are doing poses where your muscles relax. So long answer to a question. Basically, do more restorative exercises to feel less stiff. Number 2 question is from Richard Hine, and he says, hey Dean, I'm training for my first ever 50K run. I love Bikram yoga, but I'm finding it hard to fit it between training runs. Do you have any advice? My advice is to do less. If you are having trouble fitting it in and your body's feeling overworked, you don't want to push your body past the point of too much. So my suggestion is to do less and then to slowly build more. So if you're running, I don't know what your schedule is with running. If you're running 4 times a week and doing Bikram once a week, and that feels fine, try that out. And then the next week, add in 2 sessions, see how you feel. But if it's too much, you're just going to have to cut back on something, or keep going until you feel like you're like you've adapted to it. But you want to avoid overtraining. So if you feel like you're getting feverish symptoms, if your muscles aren't recovering, you feel really tired, then you're going to have to back off the workouts a little bit. So my advice, don't overtrain, but find some balance to your Bikram and your distance training. The last question is from a guy who's looking to just improve his lower body strength. So Danny Solera says, just started watching your videos in the past 2 weeks. I'm taking it slow, focusing daily on just 2 of your videos at the moment. He says that he's not overweight or in bad shape, but he does have an Achilles heel and it's not beer. His problems are his knees. He started working out with a couple of sessions and his knees started to hurt and all the tendons run up his legs and adjacent knee muscles. So his goal is to strengthen his leg muscles and focus on muscles surrounding his knees. He wants to get them in shape before he can run and play. Well, actually what you need to be doing, if you're having pressure in your knee, it's not that your knees are weak. Most likely it's that the supporting muscles aren't doing their job. And that means using your hamstrings and using your butt. So if you're doing these exercises and your knee is going way far forward over your ankle, you need to make sure that as you're doing them, your knee stays directly over your ankle, that you're not lunging past the point where your knee is forming anything more acute than a 90-degree angle with your lower leg. So if this was my ankle and this is my shin and this is my knee, this needs to be a straight line here. Okay, so you don't want to go to the point where you're leaning more this way and then your knee is forming an angle like this. Let's see here, like this with your shin. So you need to keep it, or sorry, more like this. So this is an acute angle. So if your knee looks like this and your ankle is down here like this, that's too much. Your knee is going too forward. So you want to keep your knee back, so you're working on engaging your glutes, engaging your butt muscles, using your core. If you're leaning too far forward, again, that's too much pressure on the knee. So check your form, use a mirror, and get your glutes stronger. Your knees aren't going to strengthen if your knees hurt. So get your butt stronger first. Those are the 3 questions, and those are your 3 answers. So Yoga Basics for Men, the Kindle edition, the Kindle version, 2nd edition, is currently being released. It's going through some updates right now, Amazon, and as soon as those are finished processing, the free version will be available temporarily. If you're on my email list, you already know about it. If you're not, get on my email list. You can do that at manflowyoga.com/sign-up, and I'll be, again, that free version of the Kindle book for Yoga Basics for Men is being released. It's processing right now. I'm going to check it every 30 minutes or so, and as soon as it's ready to go, I'll let all you guys know. That's all I got for today. Hope you guys are enjoying the Ask Dean sessions, and we'll talk soon. Take care.